Love it. Big hair, don't care.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Laura. It looks like we are on. You guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? It is your girl, Jana Brown, here coming to you live on a Tuesday. And I am so freaking fired up right now because, as you can see, I have a special. Oh, wait, we're backwards. Here's my special friend right there. Wait, how's it go? Right there. we've been
We're
having
doing it.
so much we've been having so much fun with this backwards camera. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. What's up, Gina? You guys know the drill. If you are live with us, one below replay for you, two below in the comments, and oh wow, how the stars have aligned. OMG. So I just told Laura happy birthday, sent her a happy birthday message, was like, what's been going on with you? And she told me all about her new workshop that she has going on. I'm like, girl, this is my jam. Like, I gotta have you on. It's all about upgrades, upgrading everything, and it starts in the mind. And that's Laura's specialty, y'all. Like, she is the bomb.com when it comes to reverse engineering, getting up out of your head so that you can walk out your purpose. I mean, just amazing. So Laura is the creator of Jolie a Day, which is basically the tagline. You tell me the tagline, but I want to say it's be selfish. Is that right,
Yes.
Laura?
Just
Yeah.
just breathe and be selfish. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I love it. Just breathe. We do too much of this and not enough.
Yeah. Doesn't it? It feels like a completely different feel, right?
We should all do that. Everybody right now.
I know.
Yes, yes, yes. When was the last time you did that, y'all? It's been a minute, right? So let me just tell you about her. So in 2011, she created a nonprofit called Live Beautiful Now. So she has been on a mission to help women get out of their heads, get back to themselves, and her passion, her heartbeat, it truly is mental health. So Laura, real quick, why don't you just talk about why mental health is so important to you?
Okay. So I started this journey of mental health, actual spiritual connection as well, going deeper within ourselves after losing my sister in 2011. I felt like I lost a sense of who I was. When I lost her, that was like a connecting piece to me, my truth. That's all I knew. She was my older sister and my only sister. So when I lost her, I felt like I lost myself. And so we created Live Beautiful Now, the nonprofit, to bring awareness to bipolar disorder and suicide prevention. And in the process of learning more about bipolar disorder and understanding that suicide is preventable, and bipolar is treatable, as I got deeper into that, I actually began to learn more about myself and what was happening with myself and the suffering I was causing on myself after losing Latrice, as if it was not okay to let go. And so through the journey of the nonprofit came Jolie Day, which stands for Beautiful Mind, because through my suffering, pain, tragedy, loss, I feel like I finally understood how to allow my mind to be beautiful for me, to teach me the lessons that I needed it to teach me in getting truly connected to my truest self, and not always up in here with all the disturbances, the distractions, and the replays of things that hold us back. And so that's how Jolie Day came, Beautiful Mind. It's Louisiana Creole and it stands for Beautiful Mind. So that's the space that we're in now. It was a 7-year journey to get to this space.
Wow. Wow, that's so awesome. And I know that, we've all probably, as the longer we live, I know we're going to lose people that we love and care about. And I know firsthand when it's somebody that's that close to us, we do lose ourselves. I mean, when my husband passed away, Laura, it took me years to figure out who I was without him and get back to who Jana Brown really is. So I think everybody can relate to that on some level, even if it's just losing yourself in a career, losing yourself is just in motherhood, right? Losing yourself in a relationship, even if it's not a marriage, but just in a relationship in general. I think we've all probably gone through periods of that. Maybe some of us are still in that period where they're like, what the heck? you know. And so this is so cool. I'm so excited. Thank you in advance for sharing with us. And Laura's going to give us some practical tips, ladies. So make sure you grab a pen and journal. If you don't already have one already, please grab one, because she is going to be sharing some tips with you that you are not going to want to forget. So really, really excited about that. So unlearn the BS. You have Live Beautiful Now, right? And then you have Jolie a Day, Be Selfish. And I know that you were featured in Houston Voyage on HoustonVoyage.com. You've done many speaking engagements and things like that. So where did Unlearn the BS come from, and what's that about?
Okay, so Unlearn the BS. I got to do my hair flip real quick. Back over here.
Yes.
Unlearn the BS came from me understanding that everything that caused suffering in my life, all of the lost, all of the confusion, all of the feeling like I did not know who I was, came from a belief system. And so unlearn the BS is unlearning this belief system that I've created within myself that is causing more suffering, that has caused me to paralyze my greatness, that caused me to feel like moving forward was like something was wrong with that. So that's where Unlearn the BS came from, because I believe we are so in touch with social media, things outside of ourselves. And just speaking about COVID came and stripped a lot of things away. And a lot of people felt like they lost things. Are we there? It sounds like, okay. The sound like it went. And
Yeah,
so
no, you're
even with
good.
not just losing yourself with career, losing with grief, it's also losing things. It's also losing the environments. It's also losing the people that you used to hanging around when COVID stripped a lot of things from. Okay, there we go. So people began to
Yeah, we're
feel
good.
lost. And for me personally, I actually enjoyed this space to actually be like, ooh, let me take a breath of fresh air. I actually didn't want to go there today. I actually didn't want to do that. And so for me personally, I believe that even with COVID coming in right now, it was a wake up call. I believe it's some breaking, it's some shaking, it's some getting uncomfortable, and it's teaching you more about yourself, the things that you've been attached to, the things that you call love, the things that you find pleasure in, but it's not the truth of your happiness. It's not the truth of your joy. And so Unlearn the BS is breaking up with the things that we have attached ourselves and called love and joy and fulfillment, to actually go deeper within ourselves to understand what that is. And that truly comes from a space of
Yeah,
inside.
yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I love that so much, because it's so true. And we, ladies, we don't do it on purpose, right? We
No.
don't. It's like all of a sudden we're just like you said, COVID happened. You're just like, oh my God. Now you realize how much faith you had in your job. You realize how wrapped up you were. And sometimes you don't realize how wrapped up you are, how attached you are, until it's gone, right? And so
Until
we
it's
want to
gone.
make sure that never happens again, right? We want to make sure that never happens again. And so, after losing my husband and going through all the things, I wanted to make sure that I never had to rely on a job or a man or anything else like that as a source of happiness, because those things can go away, right? They can disappear. And so, how do we give us some examples, though, just in your own journey of just things that you realize? Because perhaps there's a viewer that can relate to you on that level. Just some things that you realize, oh my God, I was attached to this, not just your sister, but um, let me back up. What are, when you realized you needed to go on this journey for yourself, what did you, how did you even know where to begin? Talk about
I
that.
didn't know, like, I didn't even know I was on a journey. That's the thing. It was just constantly pushing through. It was constantly pushing through. I learned that I wasn't lost. I was going through a transition. One of the things that my sister and I used to do, we used to go to Lifetime Fitness. She had me join this gym. So this gym actually taught me so much about myself, because I was afraid to go back. I was used to going with her. And so I actually showed up every day back at that gym when I felt it in my gut. I was like, I got to go back. I have to face this. And so it was truly just knowing that um, life kept going. What was I
Oh,
to do? I got tired of crying. I got tired of feeling like I had a smile and I really was just dying inside. And so I just began the push through, not realizing that the push through was making me stronger. Crying in the bathroom, going back out and getting back on that machine, there was a push through. And something else I want to share about feeling lost in your sense of self or your sense of identity, it has nothing to do with you actually being lost. There's no way we can lose ourselves. You cannot lose yourself. You can only be
so
lost here.
so good.
And so the clutter is here. I see Gina say declutter the mind. Declutter the mind is one of the things. It is our past experiences that we replay and we replay and we replay. It is our fails. We replay and we replay. It is our love, our relationship. Somebody messes with you or pisses you off. Your mood has shifted. You were skipping and happy, and all of a sudden someone pisses you off. Your mood shifts, and we allow people and outside exterior things affect who we are. And once this 7-year journey of
Yeah.
researching and looking to try to figure out this outside myself, I got brought all the way back to myself. I got brought back to quieting the noise. I got brought back to understanding how to shut this off and realize Eckhart Tolle, I don't know if y'all have heard of him. He did this demonstration and it woke me up even more. I just continue to evolve as I catch things because I'm more aware now. And he said something like, between here and here, were you thinking? You probably had no thought. Now you may be trying to figure out something like, well, what was I thinking? Am I thinking? But between here and here, you're still alive. We're still breathing.
Yeah.
We're still able to move. We don't have to believe all of this conditioning thoughts that have happened to us in the past or that we're wishing on, that we're worried about, that we're hoping on. We don't have to live through this. We are able to create our own reality, and that is by silencing the noise and actually connecting to our truth. And so that's the biggest thing, is learning how to unlearn the BS, or unlearning the BS rather. And it took me a 7-year journey because I was looking outside myself. And so I got brought to this space and I realized I wasn't brought on this long journey to be selfish in a way of keeping this to myself. I was brought on this journey. I was pushed out there so that I would speak about it to help the next person not have to take a 7-year journey to quiet the noise, to silence all of this, to declutter the mind. And so that's what this is. I feel like everything is created through me. Everything
So
is
good.
created through you. Whether
So
it's good or bad, whether it's negative or whether it's something that's a positive impact, nothing can be created unless it's created through you, and you have that choice to choose. And the only way to choose is to quiet the mind
good.
and actually move through your truth.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
A
That's
lot.
awesome. Yeah, yeah, I think it's just, I'm just sitting here listening. I'm like, wow, it's such a beautiful thing that you have taken, what was a tragedy and you've turned it into not only just, highlighting and, I guess, bold face printing yourself. I mean, now you're you, you know what I mean? You've gotten back to yourself. Now you've taken that and you've created something that other women can step into and do the same, so I just love that you've really turned it into a ministry of sorts, and so you've just decided, I'm not going to allow what's happened to me to destroy me and ruin me. But and also I think it's a form of honoring your sister. It's honoring Latrice,
Yes.
and every woman that you impact is like, it's a reflection, of her and the legacy that she left behind, because she obviously had a huge impact on you. And I think that's important for everyone on here. We can learn through your example. You have two choices. You can let it destroy you and ruin you, or you can let it be a ministry. And it doesn't have to be something huge like, creating a workshop that Laura has, but it could just be sharing your story, with a friend, or going live on Facebook and talking about it, or writing a book or something like that, But I do have a question though, because I mean, my journey took 10 years, and you're wanting to shorten that for everyone. So what are some things that women do that can stunt that progress?
Stunt the growth. Stop
Yes.
stepping
What
into
are
this.
Yeah, because I felt, I mean, how do you keep moving without slowing yourself down?
Self-awareness. It's all self-awareness. If you're not aware that you have become a victim to your thoughts, that you have become a victim to your loss, we all know, and a lot of people don't want to hear this because maybe I would not have wanted to hear that then. You have to be open to actually wanting to move forward. And if you're not, to hear that life and death happens between you and I, because this is, what happened with us and where we are. Life and death happens. So for me, we have to realize that she's not coming back, and nobody that we lose wants to see us suffer. Do you?
Good.
When you
Yeah.
when
Right.
nobody wants to see you suffer. And so I believe that it is self-awareness, becoming aware of what it is. You cannot move forward if you're not aware of what's holding you back. And how do we know what's holding us back? It all comes from the mind. If
Hmm.
you're walking around saying, I'm lost, because that's what was going on in my mind, I kept saying, I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know who I am anymore. I showed up everywhere with this replaying and telling me, I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know who I am anymore. And I had to break up with that cycle because I was creating a habit, a pattern. I was creating my identity around being lost. When I broke up with that, it was like, ha ha, I'm free. The shackles are off, the chain is broken, and I'm truly who I am meant to be. And I don't regret any of it. I don't feel bad about it. I feel like it was a journey meant to be. So those out there, for you out there, if you're feeling like you're lost, it's not something to beat yourself up about. Oh gosh, I got to get through this. It's actually when you resist the thoughts that come, you actually create and give it more attention. So the
So
thought
good.
of me being lost and feeling like I'm resisting it, like I don't want to feel this way anymore, I actually gave my energy more on focusing on not wanting to feel this way versus pushing forward. And so you have to let those thoughts pass through and unlearn the BS. I talk about your passing clouds. I talk about how your thoughts come and your thoughts go. And it actually teaches you to actually give space between your truest self and what thoughts are. And that's
So
a
good.
big, huge thing, is to give yourself space. In Unlearn the BS, there's one part, I'm not going to give it all, but there is one part that I talk about. A lot of times we have a thought, boom, we're running in it. Yeah, we are responding. We are in this thought. We are rolling with it as if it is the truth. And that's how we create things through us, by allowing our thoughts to control us versus just pause for a second.
So good.
Does this really affect me in this space right now? Is this my truth?
So
And
good.
so that's one of the biggest things. All of that to tell you, self-awareness. Become aware of your thoughts. Become aware of what you're thinking. Slow down. Slow
So good.
down.
Yes, so good. So good. So I love that. So you are not what you think.
You're
Now,
not.
you can become what you think if you do what Laura said, and that's just you keep repeating it and it's on replay and it's on replay and you believe it and you believe it, but it's not true.
You're
It's
not your
not true.
mind.
Not, oh man, that is free. Like I feel free just hearing you say that. Like I mean, that's just so. It's like I mean, if you needed to hear that, can you smash the heart button? Like I mean, just smash
Mm,
the heart button if you were just like, man, that just hit me. Like, and I each and every single one of you say that out loud. I am not what I think about. I am not my last thought. I am not. That is not my truth. Say it out loud, and you'll feel your energy just rise up. So that really just leads us to, I know you have some tips for us,
mhm.
some practical tips. Laura has 3 tips that she's going to give us. So, what is your first tip on what we can do to start unlearning this stuff? Go for it.
Okay. Bonus tip before I get into the three: let go
Yes.
of your expectations. Let go. It sounds, look, letting go of control, letting go of what you expect changes everything. I don't know about you, but have you ever been out and about and you had these high expectations, and then the food turns crappy and the place is not what you expected, and you're just like, this was not what I expected. But when you're just like, you know what, I'll go, and you're going with the flow and you show up and you're like, I'm so glad I came out. This was awesome. Let go of your expectations. We put too much expectations on how life takes care of life. We put too much expectations on how life unfolds and reveals itself, and we're not able to appreciate what's offered to us. So that's a bonus one that I didn't have on there. It just came to me. I'm always in the flow, and I allow what comes to me to flow through me. So let go of your expectations. All right. How do we let go of expectations? We slow down. That is your first practical tip, is you slow down. It is okay to slow down. I don't have time to slow down. I've got things to do. I've got kids. I've got Zoom calls. I've got a career. I've got a husband. I've got this. Oh, that is the nonsense BS happening again. It's going to try to reel you back in. You've got to be aware of all of that shit stirring back up, because when you slow down, the mind says, wait a minute, she's regaining control. I've got to get back in there and tell you something that, no, this ain't right. So you've got to be aware of what it is that is telling you, and then the truth of you. You are the seer of the thoughts. When you slow down and you inhale and you exhale. Y'all feel that? If you didn't inhale and exhale, slow down with me in this moment. Inhale and exhale. When you do that, you allow space between your thoughts. You now have more choices to move from. You're not jumping straight into whatever crosses your mind. You're now able to see the reality around you and what you want to do next. You make the choice. So the first thing is slow down. Give yourself permission. It doesn't matter how many things you have on your to-do list. It doesn't matter. All we ever have is the present moment. That's it. Give yourself permission to be in the present moment and slow down and do what you can in that space. So that's the first thing.
So good. And slowing down is just a breath. She doesn't mean take 5 minutes, take 10, take an hour. It's just,
I'm not saying don't get your stuff done. I'm just saying when you breathe, you create more choices of how you make your next move.
So good.
See, we fight against ourselves so much because we're fighting against all the mental noise and the self-talk. We're fighting against a false reality. And the only way that comes to reality is because it's created through you. I'm lost. It comes out of you. You begin to walk around like you're lost. So when you slow down, you begin to realize I'm not lost. I'm standing right here and I'm able to do X, Y, and Z in this moment. And that's what I'm going to do. And you will find a creative flow that flows through you. What happens when you slow down? What happens when you become friends, when you become connected to stillness, things, ideas, all of your desires will begin to flow through you. You will be so full that you're like, oh my God, I really didn't know I had this much in me. And you will find the confidence within yourself to actually move with it. But when you're moving from a space of mind, you have your doubts, you have your insecurities, you have, you feel lack of, less than. Your mind tells you not to move because it's trying to keep you safe. But your spirit tells you, I have so much more for you. You've got to keep going, baby. You've got to keep going. So you've got to slow down in order to move yourself forward.
Oh, girl, I love that so much. Y'all smash the heart button if you just love that. Are y'all picking up what she's putting down? I hope so. Let's move on to tip number 2. I can't wait to hear this one. What you got?
Tip number 2 is affirm yourself freaking daily. Affirm yourself. I actually created affirmation cards. I have a set called Selfish. They look like this, and they're called Selfish. And with the Selfish, I put self-discovery, self-love, self-worth, and self-ish. Because we can think about so much raggedy nonsense in our head daily, repetitive, why aren't we speaking highly of ourselves on repeat? So affirmations, affirming yourself daily, actually blocks out this negative. It reprograms, it rewires all of that nonsense stuff that you've been conditioned, all of the things that you've experienced. It helps you wash that away and start fresh. I wake up every morning pulling a card. I go to bed pulling a card. And as a matter of fact, I want to share one with you today that I pulled purposely. I usually pull it randomly just to see what speaks to me and be like, okay, I'm flowing with that today. This one, because we're talking about losing ourselves, this one's from Self-Discovery, and it says, let go of your story so you can make room for a new one.
Okay.
If you're feeling lost, let go of yourself so you can make room for a new one. You're not lost, you're in transition. You're not lost, you're elevating. You're not lost, you're evolving. You're not lost, you're growing. Allow the growth to happen. And so affirm yourself daily. Write it on a mirror, put it on your laptop, put it on the side of your bed, wherever you will see it. Put it in your purse. We grab in our purse daily. Pull that thing out and remind yourself daily. As you do this, you won't even need the cards. It'll become natural. You'll be like, yeah, I'm creating a new story today. I love my life. I believe in myself. It is the simplest things that we overlook because we're looking for this big spiritual gymnastics to do. We've got to do this big, huge thing to make us fabulous. And we have to work really hard at it. I'm not even telling you to work hard. I'm telling you to slow down and talk highly of yourself.
It's so simple.
So simple.
So simple. So ladies, why don't you put into the comments, drop into the comments an affirmation that you can start speaking over yourself right now. Drop it in the comments. And Gina, yes, we will make sure you get the link to the cards. But yes, please put your affirmation in the comments because I really want to see those and start speaking those over yourself. You know, I want to speak those over you. I want to say Gina is beautiful and writing a new story. I want to say Tiffany is gorgeous and writing a new story. I think there's power in that as well. I want to say Lori is fearfully and wonderfully made and her journey is beautiful, right? So number three, what is your third tip that we can use to unravel and unlearn the BS?
Number 3. Okay. I'm not one for bugs crawling on me or anything like that, but we must get in touch with nature. How often do you pull out of your house and you just forget about the outside world? You forget about the earth, the universe. You forget about the freestanding tree that is actually breathing and growing and actually offering breath so that we're able to breathe. We forget about the simple things in life, how we can look to the sky and see how infinite it is. Every time I look to the sky, it reminds me how infinite I am, how wonderfully made I am, because we are all connected to the universe. So you cannot just be here on this universe and don't think that you're just as wonderfully created as this universe. Some things we can't even understand, how the sun sits up there, how the moon is there, how we are warmed by the sun, how the rain comes and washes away some things. We don't even pay attention to the simple things in life to remind us that we are all taken care of. It doesn't even matter what you're going through. If you just breathe in a breath of fresh air, nature provides so much life for you to see, for you to experience, and it brings you back to the truth of yourself. So get in touch with nature. I hugged a tree. Maybe I have turned into a tree hugger. I saw a lady do it one time. I thought it was the weirdest thing at first, but I didn't brush it off. I looked at it and I said, you know what? There's something special about that. There's energy there. And so trees have energy. We all flow from energy. Whether you're giving high vibes or negative vibes, trees are giving life. They're constantly growing. So you hugging a tree is actually connecting energy that raises your vibe. I laughed, I giggled. I thought it was the cutest thing. And I actually went on about my day feeling amazing. Hug a tree. All right. If you need to start somewhere, hug a tree. If that's too much for you, just look to the sky and realize that you are just as infinite with that infinite potential, just as the sky is. So getting in touch with nature is an amazing thing.
Oh my God, it so is, y'all. And there's science. I mean, for those of you who are like, oh, that's hocus pocus, whatever, there is evidence in science that when you hug a tree for 20 seconds or more, it relieves the symptoms of anxiety and depression and boosts your levels of serotonin. Oh my gosh, we are going to hug some trees when we get off this live, right? But before we get off, we have some things we need to do, like a giveaway. So Laura, let's talk about the giveaway now. For those of you who do want to win, share. You have to share this video and use hashtag unlearn the BS and tell everyone, Laura, what you are going to give a special winner for sharing and tagging our live today.
I have a stack of my selfish affirmation cards. It's a 32 stack, and you will get this arriving at your house so you can just pull it every single day and affirm yourself. Yes, affirm yourself. So the selfish affirmation cards for those, for that special lady that shares this video, you will get those in hand.
Yes. And you know what? And I love how Laura said earlier, she was like, I just randomly pick one. And I think that's important. Like, let your energy and your spirit just kind of flow, and you just shuffle and you just grab. And whatever you pull, like, that is meant for you in that moment. I totally, absolutely believe that for sure. Are y'all loving this? Smash the heart button if you want some affirmation cards. They're really nice. They're very well made. These aren't little cheapies, and they're in such a cute, they're such a cute little gift set. I love them. I love them. They're super awesome. And they have Jolia Day on the other side. They're adorable. Oh, they say be selfish. Sorry. Selfish, to remind you. It's okay to be selfish, because we know that when we get back to ourselves, it's a gift to the world. When you truly have unlearn the BS, it's a gift to the world. I really believe that. Okay, and then what do all of our viewers receive just for watching today? The hashtag Gina is hashtag unlearn the BS. For all of our viewers, we have something special for you as well. Go ahead, Laura.
Yes, I'm super excited. For all of you here, I'm going to give you a special exclusive promo code for Unlearn the BS today. And you can use this code through Wednesday to get this special offer. So we're going to drop in here. The special promo code is truth. You can't forget that. We'll drop it in the link here so that you don't forget. You have to use it before midnight Wednesday. I picked truth because that's what we're talking about here. You're tapping into the truth of who you are. You're connecting to the truth of your life's experience. And so the special promo code is truth for Unlearn the BS. And you can get the link here. Also on the Instagram, all of the links are in the bio. And I look forward to having you a part of Unlearn the BS. We're removing some things out of our space.
Absolutely. And it's so special to have each and every single one of you really be a part of this movement, y'all, because with everything that's going on in the world, it's so important. And I know for a fact, the Lord created Adam first, and he said, you know what? He's not good enough by himself. He needs a helper. Let's create the female. Like, we are so powerful. The world needs your voice. The world needs your light, right? And so let's impact lives together. That's why we share content. That's why this video is being shared. We need to impact more women, because we truly are the backbones of our families. And when we are our best self, our children are better, our spouse is better, like, everything is better when we are, and we're better, you know what I mean? But it really does start with us. I really feel like the women create the energy in the home, and so it's truly important that we start with ourselves and then go out and share the message and be better for someone else. And like I always say, be a thermostat, not a thermometer. We need to bring the energy. We need to be the light, because there's too many other outside things that are impacting our thoughts and our behaviors, and we need to get back in control, right? That's what we need to do. So for any guys that may be listening, because we can't leave them out, Laura, we can't leave them out. We can't leave them out. So for any guys that may be listening, how can a man support a woman's efforts in this journey?
In this journey, I mean, man, woman, I honestly believe that we move through love. And I'm not talking about being in love. We move through loving people for who they are. We move from loving people for what they're going through without judgment. We move from loving individuals and actually allowing people to be who they are. So for a man out there, I'm talking to us ladies too, but for a man out there that is wondering how to support your wife or your woman, your lady friend, or actually just be a great supporter for women, period. Allow women to be who they are. Stop judging and putting labels on us. Okay. And I mean that in a true way. And I believe it for guys as well. We put too many labels and expectations on people, and us women, we put a smile on and we make shit happen. It's in our nature to do that. That's what we've been taught to do. We've been raised to do. It's in our nature. And sometimes it's not the greatest day. It is ask, how are you? And don't ask from a place of, I already know you're going to give me an answer like, I'm fine, because that's normally what we do as women. I'm fine. We don't feel like talking about it anymore because you've probably talked about whatever this is several times. And we just move on from I'm fine and we make shit happen. So in supporting, allow women to be vocal without being so quick to judge, without being so quick to be defensive as if her words are wrong. Nobody's words are necessarily wrong when we're communicating to one another. And if we keep our tones and our levels of communicating to one another at the same page, then we should be able to be heard. Once someone raises that level, whether it be the guy or the woman, there's no communication there. There's no support there. There's only a talk at. So we must learn how to talk to and how to feel each other's vibes. Sometimes you don't even have to say anything. A hug is wonderful.
So true. So true.
A nice hug, not just a grab on the ass, but a nice hug, you know?
That's so true. Oh my God, so true. Lori needed this so much. Y'all, okay, so funny story real quick. I'm giggling inside because the guy that I'm dating, because let me tell you, my voice can go from here to here. And he just grabs me and he's just like, babe, like, come here. Like he's just such a, let's shut this down and give me a hug. And you can't argue with someone who's hugging you. Like that's just not even.
No.
That just doesn't work. So he's already taking your advice, which is great. So I know
That's
I got a good one. Well, Laura, you are such a joy to this world, and you have blessed me so much today. If you just got your socks blessed off, please smash the heart button and drop into the comments your biggest takeaway. We would love to hear from you. And once again, share the video, #UnlearnTheBS. For a chance to win some cards. Remember, go to, let me get back to it, but go to Laura's Instagram, click the link in her bio so that you can get details on the Unlearn the BS workshop and all of the resources available that she has for you. And remember, your discount code is truth until Wednesday at midnight for the workshop. Super excited, Laura. We got to do this again, girl.
We do. I have one more thing to share before we end. Before you close us out, I always love to end this way. So whenever you're ready, you just let me know. I don't want to leave without doing this. Ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, so like I said, affirming yourself before, affirming yourself after. So I would like to share another affirmation with you and actually speak it into your life so that you actually speak it over your life. This was something I wrote on here because I did go through a space of suffering. I think we all suffer small suffering, big suffering. You just never know what people are thinking or going through. And so I want to share this affirmation card with you. Before I do, how about we take in a wonderful, nice, deep breath and inhale. And exhale. Yes. And so I want to share this with you. It says, you're not meant to suffer. Shift your attitude to embrace new beginnings. You're not meant to suffer. Shift your attitude to embrace new beginnings. You're not meant to suffer. Shift your attitude to embrace new beginnings.
I love it. So good. Oh my gosh, so good. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you, viewers, for hopping on, for all of the live viewers and those who catch the replay. Be blessed. And until the next time, go hug a tree. Go hug a tree. Bye, ladies.